Hi, everybody. We're going to be making the water bottle flip, and you're going to see two phases of the water bottle flip right here on my screen. Here's the first one. This one, I'm pretty happy with how this one came out. Um, and then the second one, this is sort of my process where I was just getting the physics of the throw, not the physics, maybe the arc of the throw. So, and I took a water bottle, and what part of my goal was to say, how do I throw a water bottle? And part of my animation process is to think, what would I physically do, or well, how does the object physically move? So, I think about a water bottle, and when I throw it, my hand stays it stays pretty flat with my hand. And then there's this natural arc that happens with any object. It might be a straighter arc, but there's an arc with gravity. So to make something look real, you want to honor the arc. So I'm going to show you how I get there. I'm going to stop this one. By the way, all the objects I found are available at pivotanimator.net in their STK library. STKs are just these little objects that people have created and donated to the animation communities put them in. So here's how I start. I'm going to start by just getting that looking like the way I thought it would look. So I'm going to angle that. I'm going to zoom into. I like zooming in and out with the roll mouse so that I can see details. I'm going to start with it down by my side. I'm going to put his hand down, and I'm going to have the water bottle facing the same angle as his hand. So I'm going to turn, and then I'm going to hold that orange dot right there. Okay. So I'm going to start there, and I'm going to hit spacebar to take a picture. And I'm actually going to pause. I'm going to just start with 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay. Then I'm going to move the hand. I'm going to do the slow in and slow out technique, which is where you start any motion with just a small motion. And then I'm going to switch my mouse too. And then make it a little bit more. By the way, if you're not seeing these ghost images right here, like this, where you see the outlines, you go to Edit, Options, Preferences, and turn on onion skinning. And you can also show a head, which I find useful later. But I set it to 3 or 4, maybe 5. Why not? Okay, we'll go crazy. Okay. Anyway, so I move it. I'm going to move his hand up more now. Move this up more. I'm going to angle it a little bit more because his hand is starting to turn a little. I want to keep the bottle straight. And he's picking up speed. As he picks up speed, he's going it's going to space out more. This might be too much, actually. I'm going to come back a little bit. All right. And then I'm going to have him start bending his hand. I'm going to start making this angle more. Okay, keep placing it right back on that dot. That helps me keep it so it looks consistent. And then if I'm using on my keyboard, you can't see it, but next to the letter M, you have the greater than or lesser than signs or the comma and the period. And those let you scroll forward and backwards. And I find this is essential in making your animation look smooth. Like if it doesn't look smooth when you're doing this, it's definitely not going to look smooth when it's not going to look right when it plays back. So I got that. I'm going to move him up more now. I'm going to start bending his wrist a little like he's about ready to flip it out and up. I'm going to turn that some more, reposition. There are ways to attach this. I guess this is another question for Peter. I've tried attaching like a red dot. It seems like you can only attach an orange dot to a white dot on something else. I would love to be able to attach like this to that so that I didn't have to I could detach that later using the join figure button. But anyway, so okay, then spacebar, and then move it up. And this is I figured that when I throw it, it's almost always level. Like my hand was almost always level or close to level. Also at the bottom, if you don't notice, there's a little thing that shows you what your angle of your object is. Even it'll say this is angle 4.9. Like there's a little thing here. It says the angle of your segment. So if you want to get really detailed, you can. Now I'm going to zoom out. Yep, I'm just about where I want to be. Space bar that. And then right here is going to be where the release happens. Now I'm going to do something that I've been showing my students, which I think is a really good way to, in fact, I'm going to have him sort of like, his hand's going to go through. And then we're going to start this thing flipping. Because it's picking up speed as it goes. Here's what I'm going to do. I am not going to try to rotate the bottle. Right now, all I care about is getting that arc, this like, this arc from here to here so it looks smooth. So what I'm going to do is from here on out, I'm not going to worry about rotating the bottle. I'm going to come back and do that. What I care most about is that my orange dot is a smooth line, like how gravity would be if I kind of tossed something up in the air. It would sort of make this like, you know, this like kind of mountainy arc. So I'm going to hit space bar. Now I'm just going to move this for spacing, and I'm going to try to get, I'm moving out a little farther each time. I'm getting close. Now, as I get close to the top of my arc, I'm going to get closer again, because it's going to sort of slow down for a moment at the top of the arc where it's going to be, things are going to be a little, closer. Okay. And then it will pick up speed and get farther. See, I'm getting farther. Each one is getting a little farther away to indicate that speed up that's happening even farther. Now, as I get to about, right around here, I am actually going to rotate this so I have an idea of where I want it to be, because it's going to flip. It's flipping backwards. So probably about here, it's going to be almost in the position it should be when it lands. Okay, now I'm going to hit play. I'm just going to watch that. That looks pretty smooth. I like how that looks. I can, I might add in-betweens to this at the end, but I just care that the arc looks reasonably natural. So it does. I like it. I'm happy with it. Okay. I'm going to worry about the bottle's going to land and slide. That's the first thing. Do that over and over again until when you watch that, it looks smooth. And I'm using my arrows to go backwards, and I think it looks really nice. I'm happy with it. Actually, I am going to make his hand sort of follow through here like that. I'm going to go to the next frame. Now, when I'm doing this, I'm no longer using the space bar or the add frame button. I am now just making adjustments and using the arrows or the period and the comma to make my adjustments. Now I'm just going to watch his arm for a second, and I'm going to slow out back down. I'm going to kind of slowly move it back down, like he sort of like was like, yeah. Oops, he didn't really move that time. I'm going to get his arms back. You know what? Maybe I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I'm going to do that. It's fine. Whatever. His hand's going to bounce a little. I'll fix that later. I'm going to focus on the bottle. Let me focus on the bottle now. So I'm going to start having the bottle rotate. So I'm going to click on the bottle. Every frame, this bottle is going to rotate at least a little bit. And if I need to do more because it's not enough, I'll come back and do more. I kind of want it to be like almost straight up and down when it hits the top of its arc. And I think this is pretty good. I think it's going to be, I think it's going to make it around in time. Now, if it doesn't like make it, like if I'm too, like it might not look natural if I don't get it close enough. I think I'm okay. I think I'm all right. I probably have to turn it more than I did, but sort of like really made a real. Let's watch it. Let's watch it. I think it needs to turn a little bit more earlier. So I'm going to start it turning more extreme right here, I think. I don't think it's far enough around. It's a little, it needs to be like It feels more natural if it's it felt like it rushed too much to get around. So I'm just using the arrows, going back and forth, making tweaks with my mouse. That feels way more like okay. So now I'm gonna watch that. And that looks pretty good. I'm gonna slow it down a little. I mean, if I might add a frame or two there. I don't know. I'm gonna finish this out. So it hits the ground here, and then I'm gonna hit spacebar, and I'm gonna let it. If I just did that twice, I'll show you how to fix that. It's gonna start. It's going pretty quick, and I'm gonna use the arrow keys now. I'm using the arrow keys because it's hit a solid ground. And in fact, like you know what? I kind of want this to hit in the middle, like right here is where I'd like it to hit. Right there. Also, you'll notice it's behind. So I'm going to click this button here to bring it to the front. And actually, I should go back and do that same thing. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to have to do that for the next couple frames here. In fact, I'm going to just delete. I'm going to delete those last 2 frames. Okay, let's go from here. So I'm going to have it hits the ground. It's still rotating a little bit. It basically hits the ground perfectly because I just did perfect. Now I'm using the arrows. It is now picking up. It's going pretty fast because it just landed, right? But you'll see the overlap that I'm going to do. I'm going to just get a little more overlap every time. It's going to be a little more as it slows down. It's like halfway overlapped, more than half. Tiny little increments here. And then I'm going to hit spacebar like I don't know, 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hit play. Ooh, I like my slide. The turn here, I don't love. I don't love it. I don't love it. So I'm gonna go backwards. But this is what you do to make it look good. You go back, you rewind, you play with it, you watch it, you see where it doesn't look quite right to you, and it doesn't look right to me right here. Like when it does this flip here, for some reason, I don't love it. I'm gonna figure out why I don't love it. It didn't. There, I don't like that at all. I'm gonna starting here. I'm gonna pull it back more a little bit. It felt like the arc was a little funky. I'm gonna hopefully we'll see if I get this. I'm gonna turn on the show ahead here. Options. This is at this point you're just watching me do this in real time. I'm gonna hit play again and see if I made that any better. I don't know if it did. Maybe. I'm gonna delete a few frames off the end just because it feels a little long. Stop. Delete. Yep. Play. Pick up the speed a little. I mean, it just feels a little. It feels like it connects too easily or something. Like when it lands. I don't like the landing. Feels a little fake for some reason. It feels like it goes down too straight or something. Let me just see why. Maybe it needs to wiggle or I don't know. Anyway, I'm being over. You can be over perfectionistic on your own time, and I'm gonna say this is good enough for now. There's the final animation from today's tutorial. I'm gonna fix his hand too. I don't like how it goes back down, but This one, I'll show you the one that I made that I'm more proud of here. Here's the one that I like. I just, it's like, I like how it lands and kind of hits the stage, and I have a mess up here you can see. But anyway, have fun, make something cool, load it up on the old internet, share it. I'm using a program called Screencastify to record my screen, so maybe you could use that to share your video. It's a free plugin for Chrome, and or you can export your video, export animation as a video, and then you could put it into your favorite video editing software and add sound effects or music, and share it with the world. So have a great day. Water bottle flipping, like, dude, perfect. But like, we can even do more impossible things because it's animation, so it can be whatever we want. Have a great day. Bye.